Do you believe in deceptive gods? Typically, in mythological stories, gods are often portrayed with the responsibility of bringing goodness to the world and addressing some of humanity's issues. However, in every mythology, there are gods embodying deceit and trickery. Let's explore these unique gods who are masters of deception. Firstly, let's delve into the unique goddess of deception, the goddess Lavena. She is the goddess of theft, deceit, and the underworld. Lavena initially was one of the souls of the underworld, having her sacred place in Rome, as well as an ancient soul. Her soul had an altar named Monte Vertino, called Leveles. Thieves invoked her favor to help them successfully execute their plans without tarnishing their reputation for dishonesty. Many explanations have been given for her name, Delivaer, meaning the goddess of benefit. In one story, Lavena deceived a priest and a lord, promising to pay them for a mansion and castle. However, instead, she sold everything valuable, disappearing on the agreed payment day. No one could find any trace of Lavena. The priest and lord sought the help of the gods, complaining that they had been deceived by a goddess. The gods summoned her for trial, but Lavena continued using her tricks to escape judgment. She made her entire body disappear, leaving only her head. Lavena claimed, "Behold, I vowed to repay with my entire body, but I have no body." She then continued making parts of her head vanish and reappear, stating, "On my head, as you all see, I am entirely headless, and thus, I certainly could not make such an oath in memory." Despite this, the gods still demanded Lavena to repay the owed amounts to the priest and lord. Jupiter then commanded her to become the goddess of all those inclined towards deceit, including swindlers and unjust thieves. The most famous trickster deity that almost everyone knows, and even has a movie about him, is Loki from Norse mythology, belonging to the Aesir group. Loki is the god of mischief, discord, and illusion. He is the son of the giant Farbodi and Laufey. Despite his origin, he was welcomed into the sacred temple of Asgard by Odin. Loki is a complex character, both mischievous and irresponsible, yet intelligent and cunning. The ambiguous and elusive nature of Loki is a subject of debate among scholars regarding his role in the divine pantheon, and he has been compared to various characters in other mythologies. Loki is a recreated and renowned deity that has existed in modern North European folklore, with his character serving as inspiration in various contemporary works, although Loki may not be favored by non-Scandinavian outsiders. However, his popularity has risen in recent years with a renewed interest in Norse mythology. Loki is often depicted as a mischievous and arrogant character, yet possessing charm and allure. He is also commonly framed as an antagonist. Although he rarely becomes a true villain, adhering to the archetype, Loki's consistency in popular culture contrasts with the varying portrayals of Loki in North European mythology. In Norse mythology, Loki is most known by the title, the Trickster god. Many times, he uses his wit to help the Aesir out of trouble. In other instances, he is the reason they encounter problems in the first place. Like Odin, Loki is a child of an Aesir and performs a balancing act with a clear difference. Loki's father is Farbodi, a Jotun, and his mother is Laufey, believed to be an Aesir. Loki is a mischievous god who often causes trouble for the Aesir, even when supposedly on their side. For instance, he cut off Sif's hair just for the sake of amusing himself. However, he often remedies his mistakes, bringing benefits to the Aesir. To replace Sif's hair, Loki asks the dwarves to craft new hair made of golden threads. Similarly, he acquires a ring, a spear for Odin, a hammer for Thor, a boar for Freyr, and a ship for Frigg. However, throughout the mythical stories, Loki gradually transforms from an ally into an enemy. In Lokasenna, he crashes a feast hosted by the Aesir, insulting each one individually. He only leaves when threatened by Thor. During Ragnarok, it is evident that Loki is not a friend of the Aesir, leading the army of the dead from hell and battling against them. Yet, whether he is inherently labeled as their enemy or pushed into this villainous role due to the Aesir's treatment is a debatable issue. In Greek mythology, the goddess Eris is renowned as the deity of discord and strife. Her counterpart in Greek mythology is the goddess Harmonia. Homer equates Eris with the goddess of war, Io. The dwarf planet Eris is named after this goddess. Eris, the goddess of discord, conflict, deceit, old age, and sorrow, is known for her hot-tempered nature, often causing disputes among the gods. She infamously instigated the events leading to the Trojan War by tossing the golden apple inscribed with, "To the fairest," at the wedding feast of King Peleus of Greece. This act set off a rivalry among the goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, each claiming to be the fairest. Paris, a mortal, was chosen to arbitrate, and each goddess attempted to bribe him. Aphrodite promised Paris the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Troy, which ultimately led to the Trojan War lasting for 10 years. Eris's inclination towards creating trouble stems from her own amusement, and one of the most famous examples is the small dispute known as the Trojan War. The Celtic god Lugh, besides being known for his roles as a blacksmith, artisan, and warrior, is also portrayed as a trickster in stories, particularly those originating from Ireland. Notably, in tales related to Aelin, he is highlighted for his shape-shifting abilities. Lugh sometimes appears in the guise of an old man, deceiving others into believing that he is feeble. Anancy is a character in Akan folklore and is considered the god of storytelling, wisdom, knowledge, and possibly creativity among the Akan people. He often takes the form of a spider and is sometimes regarded as a deity of all knowledge related to stories. Playing the role of a trickster, Anancy is also one of the most significant figures in the folk cultures of West Africa, Afro-Caribbean regions, and the African diaspora. Originating from the Akan region of West Africa, stories about the spider character Anancy were transmitted to the Caribbean through the transatlantic slave trade. Anancy is best known for his cleverness and overcoming stronger opponents through cunning, creativity, and intelligence. Despite his trickster role, the allegorical nature of Anancy's tales often turns him into a central character by transforming apparent weaknesses into virtues. As you can see, even divine beings seemingly in control of everything still have peculiar interests. What do you think about the roles of these gods? Are they considered benevolent or malevolent in your perspective?